A very good evening, all the honorable dignitaries. It is a momentous occasion for the High Court of Madhya Pradesh, as it is said to launch three projects by Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chanchur, Judge Supreme Court of India and Chairman E-Committee, Supreme Court of India. These projects are the Secure Wi-Fi project, the National Service and Tracking of Electronic Processes for the District Judiciary, that is NSTEP, and integration of the case information system software with the land record database under the ease of doing business for the district judiciary. May I now request Honorable Mr. Justice Rohit Arya, Judge and Chairman of the Computer and E-Court Committee, High Court of Madhya Pradesh, to welcome the dignitaries. Honorable Mr. Justice Rohit Arya.
Justice Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud, Judge Supreme Court of India and Chairman E-Committee, Honorable Shri Justice Mohammad Rafiq, Chief Justice of High Court of Madhya Pradesh, Honorable the Chief Justice of other High Courts, Honorable Chairman and Honorable Members of Computer and E-Court Committee of all the High Courts, all my esteemed brothers and sister judges, Honorable Shri Justice R.V. Chavan, Vice Chairman Person E-Committee, Advocate General, Chairman Bar Council of Madhya Pradesh and its office bearers of Senior Advocate Council Jabalpur, High Court Bar Association Jabalpur, High Court Advocates Bar Association Jabalpur, High Court Bar Association Indore Bench and Gwalior Bench, officers of State Government of Madhya Pradesh, registry officers of the High Court, all district and sessions judges, print and electronic media. Good evening, sir. It's my unique privilege to extend a very cordial welcome to you all on the inauguration of Secure Wi-Fi project for the High Court of Madhya Pradesh at Jabalpur and benches at Indore and Gwalior. Second, National Summons Tracking Electronic Process, in short NSTEP, for the District Judiciary in the state of Madhya Pradesh, and integration of case information software with land records database. We are honored and gratified that His Lordship, my Lord Justice Dr. D.Y. Chandrachud is in our midst today to inaugurate these projects. Your Lordship's intense and dedicated commitment for upgradation and streamlining multi-dimensional e-projects across country shall always remain a source of perennial inspiration for all the stakeholders in times to come. These are e-projects initiatives in order to facilitate all stakeholders of the High Court and District Judiciary. In this regard, I may profitably quote Mr. Alvin Toffler, an American writer, futurist and businessman known for his works discussing modern technologies, including the digital revolution and the communication revolution, with emphasis on their effects on cultures worldwide. In his treatise, Power Shift, he says, I quote, because so much business now depends on getting and sending information, companies around the world have been rushing to link their employees throughout electronic network. These networks form the key infrastructure of the 21st century, as critical to business success and national economic development as the railroads were in Morse's era. My Lord, our first project, Wi-Fi project, is designed in such a way that any user who is registered or enrolled with any of the benches, say Jabalpur, can have an access to the Wi-Fi facility at Indore and Gwalior without re-entering the registration credentials. The key features of this Wi-Fi network are manifold, namely seamless roaming available with maximum coverage, solution scalable up to 10,000 access points without change in the existing infrastructure, can be integrated with all kinds of management applications. Controller gives freedom to manage, monitor, and control Wi-Fi network from anywhere, anytime. Multi-tier security and administration, built-in wide area network router, internet freezing options, remote support available, the sponsor-based authentication system, customized hotspot service options, roaming network. Our next project is a national summon tracking electronic process. In fact, it's basically a national service for tracking of electronic process. It's an application developed by E-Committee of the Honorable Supreme Court of India. It is installed in handheld device for maintaining and tracking of electronic process at district courts and tehsil headquarters. This NSTP is having advantages that the bailiffs can view the allocated processes on the NSTP mobile app. The Android smartphones are being provided to bailiffs, which are integrated with the court service modules. The bailiffs can capture GPS locations, photo of the receiver or premises where none is available to be served, the signatures of the receiver, and on-spot recording of reasons for service not being effected. The data captured is instantly communicated to the central NSTP application. From there, it is forwarded to the CIS, enabling courts to track the status of service. The NSTP has accomplished many significant goals, enabling service of notices, summons in electronic form, posting and record of real-time updates from remote locations, reducing inordinate delays in process service, time required for service inter-district or interstate process by post is drastically reduced by serving in electronic form, transparent tracking of service of processes and summons by all stakeholders. I am proud to say that the High Court of Madhya Pradesh has successfully implemented NSTP project at district headquarters in the entire state of Madhya Pradesh. Our third prestigious project is of integration of CIS software with land record database. The High Court of Madhya Pradesh has successfully completed the integration of the CIS, that's Case Information System, software with Land Revenue Department database on pilot basis, and now it is at district court level. In this, the user enters the CNR, that's a case record number, in periphery software of the district courts, and then select district, tehsil, village, RI, Halka, on the basis of which khasra details will display in drop down dynamically from the Revenue Department database. The user can select multiple khasra number at a time and linked with the CNR number can view real-time information from land record portal by secretary, district, tehsil, village, RI, Halka, and khasra numbers. Also, one can get access to Form B1 and Form B2 in PDF formats shared by the Land Revenue Department on real-time basis. These are the just bird-eye view of these three prestigious projects which have been successfully completed under the dynamic leadership of my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of Madhya Pradesh, Shri Mohammad Rafiq. Lord, at this juncture, I record my appreciation for sincere cooperation and contribution of state officials, namely Shri Manish Rastogi, Principal Secretary, Revenue Department, Shri Sanjay Shukla, Principal Secretary, Industries Department, Srimati Deepali Rastogi, Principal Secretary, Department of Registration and Stamps, Shri M. Silindram, Secretary IT, Shri Gyaneshwar B. Patil, Commissioner Land Records, and Shri Saten Singh, Principal Secretary, Law Department. Besides, CPC team of the High Court, Shri Kuldeep Singh Kushwaha, Member Systems Committee, Shri F.H. Qazi, CPC, High Court of Madhya Pradesh, and IT team of the High Court, whose tireless efforts have made these projects into a reality. With this, I stop here with thank you, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, may I request Honorable Chief Justice of Madhya Pradesh to deliver the keynote address, Honorable Chief Justice Mohammad Rafiq.
Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Judge Supreme Court of India and Chairperson E-Committee of the Supreme Court. Honorable Chief Justice of different High Court joining by virtual mode. Honorable Mr. Justice R.C. Chauhan, Vice Chairman, E-Committee of the Supreme Court. honorable chairpersons and honorable members of the computer committees of all the high courts, all the honorable judges of different high courts, all sister and brother judges of High Court of Madhya Pradesh, Advocate General of the state, Chairman of the Bar Council of Madhya Pradesh, President of the High Court Bar Association Jabalpur, High Court Advocate Bar Association Jabalpur, High Court Bar Association Indore, High Court Bar Association Gwalior, President of the Senior Advocates Council Jabalpur, officers of the registry, officers of the Government of Madhya Pradesh, all the districts and session judges of the state of Madhya Pradesh, officers of all the state judicial academies, representatives of the print and electronic media. Good evening to all of you. We are fortunate to have amidst us today Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, who has kindly consented to inaugurate 3 unique facilities in the High Court of Madhya Pradesh for use by litigants, lawyers, and judges. Advancement in the field of information technology during past 3 decades has really revolutionized the working of the courts. As late as 1980, phone conversations only traveled over copper wires, which carried less than 1 page of information per second. Today, a strand of optical fiber as thin as human hair can transmit in a single second the equivalent of over 90,000 volumes of an encyclopedia. In recent years, advancement of technology has significantly impacted the execution and delivery of public services globally. Effect of this is also evident on Indian judiciary, which has now become much more efficient. Communication has become faster, making it possible for all the stakeholders to access e-court services at a very rapid pace. The High Court of Madhya Pradesh has always been keen to provide citizen-centric services to all the stakeholders with the use of information technology for better output and efficient decision-making process. 3 unique facilities that are likely to be launched today will help improve e-court services of E-Committee, Supreme Court of India, to the advantage of both litigants and advocates. The first facility which is going to become available from today onwards is secured Wi-Fi network for making premises of high courts at Jabalpur and benches at Indore and Gwalior fully Wi-Fi enabled. This facility would be available not only to the judges but also to the advocates, registry officers, staff and the litigants as well. This will enable all the stakeholders to derive the maximum benefits from ICT tools, thereby increasing the ease of communication and easy access to justice. For execution of secured Wi-Fi project at High Court of Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur and bench at Indore and Gwalior, a total number of 122 access points of MAC Cisco and 10 number of 24 port Ethernet managed enterprise series switches have been installed. They have been installed after thorough survey in such a way that connectivity remains available in every nook and corner of the High Court premises at all the 3 places. The High Court has installed 500 Mbps dedicated internet lease line in the ratios of 1:1 from BSNL in order to provide fast internet connectivity to all the stakeholders. Also, as a backup, the High Court has installed dedicated lease line in the ratio of 1:1 of 100 Mbps from Railtel. In the event of failure of main internet line, the system will automatically get connected to the backup line. Also, in near future, the facility of Wi-Fi may be extended to district court premises in the state. Second project that is going to be inaugurated today is National Service and Tracking of Electronic Process project. The service of summons and processes by traditional methods are often a cause of inevitable delay in speedy disposal of cases. NSTAPE is a centralized process service tracking application comprising of a web application and a complementary mobile app designed to streamline the process. NSTAPE mobile app provided to bailiffs and process servers enable transparent tracking of service of notices and summons in real time. Once the process is adopted through CIS software, by the respective courts, it will become available on NSTEP web application in the electronic format. NSTEP web application enables allocation of published processes to process servers if service is to be affected within their territorial jurisdiction. It also facilitates allocation of published processes to respective code establishment, inter-district and interstate. We have formulated 77 ready-to-use templates in Hindi for different foreseeable situations that a process server can confront. The process servers can choose any of the predefined templates from the mobile handset and upload the same on the system along with his GPS location. This will resolve all kind of dispute whether service was genuinely affected or not. In this regard, the High Court of Madhya Pradesh has invited tender for purchase of 1,349 number of smartphones by using funds allocated by E-Committee, Supreme Court of India. However, looking to the current working strength of process servers in the state of Madhya Pradesh, the High Court has presently procured and provided 1,111 number of smartphones of make Motorola Moto E7 Plus, each costing at the rate of rupees 10,502 to all the process servers. Also, BSNL CUG Common User Group plan of rupees 109.49 has been provided to the process servers of the district judiciary for use of the same in newly purchased mobile handsets for smooth operation of NSTEP project. The user manual has also been prepared and training has also been imparted to all the respective users in the district judiciary. The third facility that is being inaugurated today is that of CIS software integration with land records and property. The High Court of Madhya Pradesh has completed the integration of CIS software provided by E-Committee, Supreme Court of India with Land Revenue Department Revenue Case Management System. It is a matter of pride to say that High Court of Madhya Pradesh is the first in the country to integrate the CIS software with respective department database, and information is made available online on MP Bulek web portal of the state government of Madhya Pradesh and portal of the High Court of MP1 for all citizens and stakeholders. This is one of the major activities under Ease of Doing Business Reform Action Plan, which will provide number of benefits to citizens. Few of these are such. The system captures the details of pending litigation and discloses the same to the citizens or users through various channels and platforms which help common men to know about the property and its status. Seamless flow of information among system which will enable informed decisions for officials and public. Courts will have ready to use information on the land records in the state. Validation of records presented by the parties can be done online. Decrease in possibility of multiple suits on same property since every land parcel is unique. Value case lodged in different courts would be available at few clicks. The number of litigation is likely to get reduced as people will have better information about the property or land which they intend to purchase and pending litigation thereabout. I hope and trust all these stakeholders shall make maximum use of these facilities to derive their benefits. I am thankful to Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud for sparing his valuable time to dedicate these three major facilities to all the stakeholders. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for your keynote address. I now have the privilege of requesting Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud to inaugurate the three projects. Now on behalf of the High Court, we are playing 3 presentations related to the project which have been launched by Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, sir.
Welcome to the e-inauguration of Integrated Secured Wi-Fi Network Project of High Court of Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur. The High Court of Madhya Pradesh has completed installation of the Integrated Wi-Fi Networking Project. This wireless internet network consolidates Indore Bench and Gwalior Bench with the principal bench at Jabalpur. The centralized control unit of the network will be at Jabalpur premises. This network facilitates easy access to the internet services and thereby enhanced use of communication in terms of mobile governance, customized alerts, dissemination of information, increased productivity, scalability, and convenient voice over internet protocol. Features of this network also include Wi-Fi access by file login, access control and audit trail, web-based management console, rule-based access, generating customized reports, enabling or disabling specific user or devices, and administering privilege-based wireless access. The advantages of having such a system in place are seamless roaming with maximum coverage in the entire court campus, scalable infrastructure up to 10,000 access points, compatible with all kinds of applications, convenience to manage, monitor, and control Wi-Fi networks from anywhere, anytime, multi-tier security, inbuilt WAN, customized hotspot services facilitation, and roaming framework. Others include secured network onboarding solution, time-bound guest management solutions, OTP and sponsor-based authentication, complete on-cloud solution, and bandwidth that can also be managed through access points. As you can see on the screen, authorized users can connect their internet-compatible devices to the integrated Wi-Fi network easily and quickly from anywhere in the campus. The high-level design of the wireless infrastructure is shown here. Latest high-tech equipments with full security authorization and authentication have been used in the High Court infrastructure. In the login process, there are 5 categories of login. 1 for the Honorable Judge, 1 for the court official, 1 for court staff, 1 for advocates, and 1 for guest login. Steps to log into the secured wireless network of High Court are shown here. Once you log into this network, you can easily browse internet. This integrated secured Wi-Fi network will certainly bring ease in achieving the e-court's mission. Thank you. National Service and Tracking of Electronic Processes, NSTEP mobile application. The application designed by E-Committee of Supreme Court of India helps in ensuring proper service of summons issued by our courts. For ensuring effective implementation of the use of this mobile app, High Court of Madhya Pradesh has not only imparted training to the process servers throughout the state, but has also purchased 1,111 Android devices. To rule out connectivity issues in remote areas, High Court has acquired special CUG plan from BSNL. Let us see how this application works. Whenever a court directs issuance of summons, the applicant's counsel has to deposit the process fee, after which the Talwana section generates the summon. It is then forwarded to the Nazarat section, where it is allocated to a process server. The process server can log into the device to see the list of processes allocated to him. While effecting service, a copy of summons is handed over to the person found at the address mentioned therein. His photograph as well as signature is taken through the device. Then the device location is updated. The status of the service, that is served or unserved, along with reasons and remarks, is also fed in the device. After confirming, the information is finally uploaded. As soon as the information is uploaded, the court can check the server status in the CIS software. NSTEP mobile app is truly a revolutionary tool for tracking service of summons of a court. Integration of CIS with land records, an initiative by High Court of Madhya Pradesh. Madhya Pradesh celebrates the status of being the first state in the country in integrating the CIS softwares of courts with land records maintained by the Revenue Department. In this video, we shall see the periphery software in which data entry pertaining to disputed properties is made. We will also see how to search case details pertaining to any property on the website of High Court, as well as on the Bhu Abhilekh portal. Provisions have been made by the High Court of Madhya Pradesh in its periphery software for entering revenue details of any disputed property. For this, court user has to log in with his username and password in the periphery software. Upon clicking the Revenue tab, the CNR number and year of the case is entered. Now select the district, tehsil, village, RI circle and Halka. Now, the system will display list of Khasra numbers located in the selected Halka. Select the Khasra number of disputed property. Upon clicking the Submit button, property records of the selected Khasra number will be fetched from the database of the Revenue Department. To see the reports, click on Reports tab and enter the details of the location of the property and click on Submit button. Case details as well as the land records will be displayed on the screen. You can also access the Form B1, that is Kishtbandi Khatoni, and Form P2, that is Khasra, in PDF format. To see the reports by CNR number, click on the Reports CNR tab. Fill the CNR number. All the concerned details will be shown on the screen. To see the date-wise report, click on the Reports Date-wise tab. Now, select the dates, current working court, and click on Submit button. Users can also view real-time information by clicking on Data button. The High Court has updated the system with legacy data as well. Details can also be searched from the website of the High Court. For this, open the website www.mphc.gov.in. Click on the Khasra ID link shown on the right side of the screen. Enter the details like district, tehsil, village, RI, Halka, and click on Show button. Case title with CNR number will be displayed on your screen. By clicking on the CNR number, case details will be displayed. Case details can also be searched on the MP Bhulekh portal. For this, type www.mpbhulekh.gov.in on your browser. Go to the search button available on the home page. Now, click on the Civil Court Case link. Fill all the details relating to the property Khasra. Fill the CAPTCHA code correctly and submit the information. All the details pertaining to the property will be displayed on the screen. This integration of data of courts with revenue records is certainly a milestone in making the justice delivery system transparent and easily accessible.
May I now request Honorable Dr. D.Y. Chanchud to address the August gathering on this occasion. Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chanchud, sir.
Thank you. The Honorable Chief Justice of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, Justice Mohammad Rafiq, Chief Justices of various High Courts, Judges of the High Courts, including of the Madhya Pradesh High Court, and in particular, the chairpersons of the Computer Committee, Learned Advocate General of Madhya Pradesh, Chairperson of the Bar Council of Madhya Pradesh, distinguished officers of the state government, judicial officers, and all those who are present today. We are now on the anvil of phase 3 of the e-courts project. And today's event really comes in tandem with our movement towards the end of phase 2 and our entry into phase 3, a more visionary and dynamic phase of the e-courts project. At a certain level, these 3 facilities which we are launching today, namely a secure Wi-Fi, N-Step, and the integration of the land records, the revenue records with CIS, the case information software, these appear to be technical jargons which only those who are conversant with technology and the e-courts project would understand. But there is a far more profound importance and significance of these steps which have been taken by the Madhya Pradesh High Court today. We are all cognizant of the fact that there is a digital divide in India. Technology is not as easily accessible to lawyers across India. Madhya Pradesh is a large state, and you have different levels of educational attainment, different levels of economic and social status, and different levels, therefore, necessarily, of cognizance with technology. These efforts of the High Court must be complemented for the simple reason that by these 3 significant steps, the Madhya Pradesh High Court is bringing technology close to the doorstep, if not at the doorstep of the citizens. The digital divide in particular affects lawyers as well. And lawyers are a very important stakeholder in the success of our e-courts mission. The purpose of all these initiatives that we take is to make the lives of all stakeholders simpler and to make us as the judicial system more accountable, more transparent, and more efficient in the delivery of services to citizens. But our mission can succeed only if we have the cooperation of all stakeholders, including the bar. And I think it is important for us to explain to lawyers across the spectrum, citizens across the spectrum, that the technology which we adopt, the complexity of this technology is something which is worked upon by those at the back end, namely by the National Informatics Center or by your computer teams on the High Court. But the face of technology to the common citizen is a face of ease of application, simplicity of understanding, and of making life simpler and more transparent for the common citizen. We have a large number of us, almost all of us, have practiced at the bar, and we are cognizant of how difficult it is to even ensure that service of processes is effected on the other side. Now, who does this inure to the benefit of? This inures to the benefit of that person who is trying to obstruct justice. Therefore, by providing for a facility, a technology-based facility like the N-Step, we are ensuring that we will employ simple technology. I'm very pleased to note that the Madhya Pradesh High Court has already acquired as many as 1,100 smartphones and has put out a tender for 1,349 smartphones, Android phones, which will be used by the process servers. And the process server will put out a report based on GPS tracking, and every relevant detail of the service of the process would be recorded and stored for future. Similarly, the integration of the CIS with land records is of the utmost significance because the opacity of land records across India in terms of either the Satbara as we call it in Maharashtra or the Khatoni and the Khasra as you call it in Madhya Pradesh, the opacity of the land records was a very major factor which obstructed the work, particularly of our district judiciary. because you are never aware of what are the nature of the impediments or encumbrances on a particular property. Now, this step which the Madhya Pradesh High Court has taken, and I compliment you because the integration of CIS with the land records in certain other states like Uttar Pradesh and Haryana were carried out by the E-Committee. This is the first state which has been able to do it on its own and successfully do it on its own. So you must be complimented for that. But this integration of the land records will ensure that these features of the judicial process which defeat or delay justice will be obviated in the future. The secure Wi-Fi. A Wi-Fi enabled court, I believe, is the most significant symbol that we have come of age in the ICT governance in the Indian judiciary. I have been speaking across to high courts throughout India, and I've been impressing upon the administrations of the high courts to ensure that Wi-Fi facilities are made available across the main high court and the multi-bench courts like the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Maharashtra is another multi-bench court. So I believe that all your three initiatives have to be really complemented and would go a long way in making life easier for lawyers and bringing accountability in the interests of the citizens of India. Now let me come to the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Madhya Pradesh has been one of those states which is at the forefront of ICT governance. Every fortnight, when I get reports from my team in the E-Committee, I always have reports about the new initiatives which have been taken by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. Unfortunately, we have Mr. Kuldeep Kushwaha, a representative of your High Court, who is now working in the E-Committee of the Supreme Court of India. And I'm always impressed with the kind of alacrity with which the Madhya Pradesh High Court is proceeding in terms of e-governance within the judiciary. I must tell you that one of the facilities which we have developed in the case information software is to record the reasons why a suit is delayed. Is it delayed because witnesses have not appeared? Has it been delayed because process has not been served? What are the reasons for the delay? Was it delayed because a lawyer was not well? Because a judge was not available or that position was unfilled? Now, Madhya Pradesh, I must compliment the Chief Justice and members of the Computer Committee in particular. 9.51 lakh cases in Madhya Pradesh out of a total of 10.20 lakh cases, which were more than 2 years old, the delay reasons have been recorded. In other words, in respect of cases which are more than 2 years old in the state of Madhya Pradesh, namely 9.51 lakh cases, which is 93% of the total, the delay reasons have been recorded. Now, what is the significance of recording delay reasons? We were very keen in the E-Committee that particularly during the pandemic, when judicial officers had a comparatively lower caseload, these delay reasons must be uploaded. Because when you upload the reasons for delay, it serves as a very valuable management tool for the Chief Justice of the High Court and for the administrative judges of the High Court. Why are cases within my jurisdiction as an administrative judge being delayed? Unless we understand the reasons for the delay in suits, we will never be able to answer the problems which lead to delay in the disposal of suits. So this again is a very significant step which has been taken by the Madhya Pradesh High Court. I must also tell you that between 24th March 2020 and 9th of June 2021, the period of the pandemic, 7,74,475 cases were instituted before the district judiciary in Madhya Pradesh. Out of these cases, 4,84,565 cases have been disposed of. And we must compliment our judicial officers across the state of Madhya Pradesh who work against very serious odds. Many of them work in places where the infrastructure may not be completely available. But we must compliment our young and senior judicial officers in the district judiciary who have, despite the pandemic, shown results in the disposal of cases. It is easy to criticize the judiciary for the delays and for the arrears, but we must always look at the bright side of justice, where despite the serious hardships which were caused to judges, to lawyers were deeply affected, judges were deeply affected, their family members were affected. Yet these are the figures which Madhya Pradesh has reported in terms of disposal during the pandemic. Now, I must say this, that one of the important steps which we have taken in the E-Committee is the digitization of court records, not only in the high courts, but also in the district judiciary. Digitization of court records is now the cornerstone of the e-courts project, because digitization ensures full access to justice, the availability of case records and files, and a very valuable management tool to ensure that litigation can be controlled and can be dealt with on time. Now, among the 4 high courts which we have chosen for implementing the digitization project on a pilot basis, the Madhya Pradesh High Court is one of them. The Chief Justice of the High Court, Justice Mohammad Rafiq, was with us the other day when we were finalizing a standard operating procedure for digitization. One of the efforts of the E-Committee is to ensure uniformity of the basic approaches across India. And our approach has always been, which is not to say that we are imposing our will on the state high courts. What we do is that we provide the core to the high courts and ensure that the high courts can then develop the periphery. So whether it be in terms of framing model rules for e-filing, framing model rules for video conferencing, framing model rules for live streaming of cases, and now we are in the process of finalizing the SOP for digitization. We are creating this model infrastructure across the country so that the high courts may then adopt these model rules and roll them out as their own, with such changes as are required to suit the peculiar exigencies of work in that state and in that high court. One of the new initiatives which we have taken up in the E-Committee is to replace manual registers with electronic registers. All of us who have been judges of the High Court have been administrative judges when we go for inspection to the districts. And we know what an enormous burden is assumed by the district judiciary in preparing physical registers. A huge amount of time of the district judiciary staff and judges who have to, apart from all this, do judicial work is consumed in the preparation of physical registers. Now, in today's ICT governance, it is really anachronistic that we prepare and store these physical registers. And I thought that the time has come now when we replace physical registers with electronic registers. So I have constituted a subcommittee of 7 learned judges of the High Court who are looking into and calling for details from the High Court on the nature of the physical registers which are available in your states, so that these could then be replaced in the form of model electronic registers. I would also commend to you that there are certain steps which have been taken recently by the E-Committee of the Supreme Court, the Computer Committee of the Supreme Court, with the able guidance of Mr. Sanjeev Kalgaonkar, our Secretary General, who is a senior judicial officer in the state of Madhya Pradesh. For instance, we have ensured now, in coordination with the Department of Posts, that certified copies can be delivered to the doorstep of the litigant. So not merely would electronic copies of certificates online, but we are also ensuring that litigants get the certified copy at their very doorstep. I'm sure that the Supreme Court will be able to share these steps which we have taken, and the Department of Posts, particularly in the state of Madhya Pradesh, in coordination with your computer committee under the able guidance of the Chief Justice, would be able to implement this as well. I must also share some details with you about the virtual courts. The virtual courts in India have been launched in Delhi, Chennai, Pune, Kerala, Karnataka, and Katol, that is Nagpur. Now, the virtual courts have really made it seamless for citizens to deal with small traffic challan cases, which required numbers of judicial officers to handle them. Just to give you a figure, 66.56 lakh proceedings have been completed before the virtual courts. In 14.08 lakh proceedings, fines have been paid. and as much as an amount of 155 crores of rupees has been realized by way of fines online. You can imagine the hardship which is caused to a citizen who has to go to a court, spend hours and hours trying to pay a fine in a petty traffic challan. The virtual courts have replaced almost 20 judicial officers. The work can be done by one judicial officer, as a result of which these judicial officers can service the other pending cases which remain. Therefore, the work of the lawyers will not be affected because these judicial officers would be available to deal with cases of another nature which are pending and which lawyers can appear in, and to whom citizens ultimately can be given justice. So all in all, these are some of the very significant steps which have been taken by the judiciary. Finally, before I conclude, let me impress upon everyone the need for us to adopt the e-filing software. Version 3.0 is now already rolled out by the e-committee. Version 3.0 of the software has numerous interesting facilities which would be available to members of the bar. For instance, advocates can register using the bar registration number. Litigants can register using the mobile number and the email ID. The e-filing system provides various services to members of the bar. Ready-made templates are available for easier drafting of pleadings. There is a provision for online submission of the wakalat. E-signing enables the client to e-sign the document uploaded by the advocate from anywhere, from the office of the client or even from the residence of the client. There is provision for online payment of court fee by integrating the respective state treasury payment gateways. Online video recording of oath. Simultaneous filing of several applications across the court complexes in one go. Imagine, we've all appeared before the district judiciary. A lawyer may have to present 20 applications in one day. So the clerical staff of the lawyer is running from one end to the other, trying to present these 20 applications for adjournment, for applications, for response to an application. So in one click of a button, the lawyer can present the applications in multiple fora. Portfolio management of cases is available with facility to import, export through mobile app. There's an exclusive facility for a member of the bar to add colleagues, to add juniors as partners so that the cases can be assigned to them. And most important, the dashboard provides at one glance the status of all the completed or pending activities related to cases in the portfolio of a particular lawyer. So the universe of all the cases which are being handled by a lawyer is available to them, which is a unique service which we have provided. And last but not the least, a service which is completely free of charge. So I would particularly appeal to the members of the bar through the Advocate General and the Chairman of the Bar Council of Madhya Pradesh who are present here. Please do avail of these services. We have launched a detailed program in the e-committee to train lawyers. We have trained trainers, and those trainers are now training members of the bar across India so that conversant with technology, our lawyers can become future leaders. We can't today say that, well, we don't know technology. Many of us as judges didn't grow up in the age of technology. For instance, when I went to law college, we had no computers. When I first saw a computer in Mumbai, it filled one whole room, which was close to 1,000 square feet at the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. How life has changed. You now have a veritable computer on a little smartphone at your command. So I would also appeal to my colleague judges, please don't shun technology. Please don't say that, well, I have only a few years left in the judiciary. Why should I now take the trouble of learning all this newfangled system? Technology will change your life. Technology will change your life in the sense that it will change your interface with your own children, with the younger members of your families, because they talk a different language from us. Their expectations of life are different. The way they depend on technology is very different. So if we as human beings have to continue to be relevant, relevant not only in terms of the courts which we man today. We are, after all, pilgrims on this path, and there will be other pilgrims who will come and replace us one day. But if we have to be relevant as human beings, it's important that all of us embrace technology wholeheartedly. And this is my message both to the members of the bar as well as to the judiciary. I am very thankful to the Honorable Chief Justice for giving me this opportunity of sharing my views with you this evening. My compliments to the Madhya Pradesh High Court. I know that a lot of these facilities which are being made available by the High Court are with the active cooperation of the state government and its officers. And I must compliment the administrative wing of the state government, which is also supporting these initiatives of the High Court, because on this we are really one. We are trying to improve governance, and insofar as high courts are concerned, the ICT governance of our high courts. I would also compliment the staff which aids the computer committee of the High Court. Without them, they are really the backbone and the spine. And despite the pandemic, all of them have worked beyond the call of duty in Madhya Pradesh as elsewhere in the country. And I also compliment the computer committee of the High Court for taking these initiatives and for pursuing them. And I would be looking forward to many new initiatives on the part of the Madhya Pradesh High Court in the field of ICT governance. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to be here online with you. And if I have exceeded my time, please forgive me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, may I request Honorable Justice Atul Sridharan, Judge and member of the Computer and Eco Committee, High Court of Madhya Pradesh, to give the vote of thanks. Honorable Justice Atul Sridharan.
On behalf of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh, the Chief Justice of Madhya Pradesh, Honorable Mr. Justice Mohammad Rafiq, the Chairman of the Computer and E-Committee, Honorable Mr. Justice Rohit Arya, the members of the E-Committee, Honorable Mr. Justice Vivek Lucia, Honorable Mr. Justice Vijay Shukla, and Honorable Mr. Justice Rajiv Kumar Srivastava, and all sisters and brothers of the brother judges of the High Court of Madhya Pradesh, I convey my deepest gratitude to Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and Chairman of the E-Committee of the Supreme Court of India, the Chief Justices and sister and brother judges of the various High Courts, the Vice Chairman of the Supreme Court E-Committee, Honorable Justice R.C. Chavan, the Chairman and members of the E-Committees of the High Courts, the judges of the District Judiciary of Madhya Pradesh, officers of the Registry, the Advocate General, Mr. Purshendra Kaura, Chairman of the State Bar Council, Dr. Vijay Chaudhary, presidents and office bearers of the bar associations in Madhya Pradesh who have taken their time off their pressing schedule to join us on this notable occasion. I extend my deepest gratitude to the officers of the state government, Mr. Manish Rastogi, Principal Secretary, Revenue Department, Mr. Sanjay Shukla, Principal Secretary, Industries Department, Mrs. Deepali Rastogi, Principal Secretary, Department of Registration and Stamps, Mr. M. Selvendran, Secretary, IT, Mr. Gyaneshwar V. Patil, Commissioner, Land Records, and Mr. Satyendra Singh, Principal Secretary, Law Department. I have no hesitation in stating that but for your unstinting support and proactive involvement, these projects would not have seen the light of day. It is also essential to acknowledge with a deep sense of gratitude the continuous support that the High Court has received from the state government of Madhya Pradesh in making the justice dispensation system in Madhya Pradesh more litigant-friendly by supporting the requirements for IT infrastructure in the High Court and the District Judiciary in Madhya Pradesh, for which the credit must be given in equal measure to the state government. I shall be accused of being ungrateful if I do not acknowledge the contribution of the infantrymen, the foot soldiers of the IT department in the NIC, the various departments of the state government and the High Court, who remain unsung and whose contributions stand occluded by the glitz and glamour of the occasion which launched their hard work. To these magnificent women and men, I extend my deepest gratitude, for without them, today's program would have remained in the realms of science fiction, a probability for the future perhaps, but thanks to them, tomorrow has happened today. Last but not the least, I extend my gratitude to Mr. Fasad Hussain Qazi, Registrar IT of our court, who was gracious enough to act as the master of ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.